Hello, here we are again, back at Ian's garden, patio garden. I started with nothing, absolutely nothing. All my greenhouse stuff, pots, seat trays were all left in the old house because we really haven't got a garden. We got a patch of gravel behind there, and we bought staging, and we bought some pots, we bought some compost, we bought some strawberries. They are doing ever so well, and I've actually got strawberries growing. That's brilliant. I told you the story about these. We bought 4 strawberries for £8, £2 each. I thought, oh no, but I bought the ones with the runners, and I took the runners off and I filled a pot with it. Look at that. Isn't that brilliant? Right, what I do is you get runners like this. See the little one there just coming? And what I do is I make a stick. Grandad showed me this trick. Make up a stick and just hold it on the ground. Just hold it on the top of the soil and it'll produce roots. That one's grown. You see that? That's another runner there. And I've actually got runners coming off the runners. Brilliant. What about the potatoes? You want to see the potatoes? 1 potato per bucket. Second earlies. So they're just about coming into flower now. So I'm really impressed with these potatoes. I didn't think it was going to work in a bucket, but we'll see what happens when I take them out. We're keeping them watered, and once they've flowered, you want to keep the compost in the bins moist. Not drowning, just moist. And then that grows the tubers, because potatoes are a tuber, aren't they? But I am really impressed with the potatoes. They look really good. Let's go over here. Let's see what we can find out. Oh, that's been watering those. We got the runner beads going up the sticks. Isn't it amazing how fast they grow once they get going? Right. We got some dill there that I've just potted up. We've now got cucumbers. I've just put them out for the shop. Those are a couple of ones I got a pot on. Runner beans, that is. That one was eaten by the pigeons. That one, those tomatoes there, they're coming on well. That's the orange queen. It's got a yellowy orangey skin on it. It's as normal tomatoes, like red tomatoes, but they're orange. We've got peppers growing. They're doing well. I found the trick with the peppers is not to overwater them. If it's like this, I won't water them for a couple of days afterwards. And that's the peppers my wife bought from the shop. To make them bush, you're supposed to prune them, and then you can put the pruning in water and propagate them and bring them on. They died. Never mind. That's the way it goes. That is cabbage. I got to put those in a pot and let them come on. We've got 2 different potatoes, and I can't remember. Tomatoes, sorry, not potatoes. They're tomatoes. And they're coming on. They're not ready for sale yet. I don't think they're big enough for sale. We got some intensive care. The weather took the beating with that. Another thing of runner beans. The parsley, what I've done with the parsley, I've put it in a tray with water in the bottom, because they've got to stay moist. And I've cut them off, and they'll come again, and then I can put them back out for sale again. That's our lettuces. Wife's been using them. Enough to make a sandwich. And that's coming on nice. I've got these salad potatoes there. Salad tomatoes, sorry. Salad tomatoes. They don't look like tomatoes. The leaves don't look right. But we will wait and see what happens. That's what was in the packet. And it just said salad tomatoes. That's our peas and French beans there. They're coming on nice. And then I've potted up the cucumbers. The compost in them was up the top, and I did squash it down. But with all this wet, it's sunk. So when the cucumbers have grown up a little bit, what I'll do is cut the bottom leaves off and refill it with some compost, and then they'll produce more roots. That'll be okay. In the propagator, we have basil coming up, but it's slow. So what I've done is, there's basil in the shop, but it's a lot of money. Well, I think it's a lot of money. £6 for a tub of basil. But there's 10 basil plants in a pot. And what I can do is take each one out, pot them on, prune them, make them bush, and then I can sell them for £4 or £5 a piece. But we'll wait and see what happens with that. My little working station. Now, these tomatoes are coming on brilliantly. These are the Orange Queen. The ones at the back, that's the beef tomatoes. They're coming on. And those 2 tomatoes there, my wife bought from the shop. And they've really come on. I fed them as they were growing, and now they're in flower. I'm told the trick is to put baking soda on it. Never heard that before, so I've tried it, and it seems to be doing all right. That's a little tomato there that my wife bought from the shop. I'm not convinced about it. Those there, they're Tiny Tims. They like being potted on. They like being potted on. They're doing better in the bigger pots. Once again, that one at the back there on the right, gonna have to put some compost in there. It sinks down, doesn't it? So we'll cut the bottom leaves off when it grows up a bit more, and then we'll put some more fresh compost on it. Right, how about that then? This is a bit of a success for me. This is, underneath there, we got carrots. We got beetroot in a circle, and then right round the outside, we got radishes. And my wife's been taking out the radishes. We've been having the salads. That's brilliant. I am really impressed with that. And once we've taken out all the radishes, we can use the beetroot leaves for the salads, but that will then leave the carrots. And then we'll have carrots. So that pot has produced some meals. It's brilliant. Grow your own. Don't go to the supermarket. Grow your own. It ain't complicated. Man's been doing it for thousands of years. All you got to do is have a go at it. And everything here, apart from the ones my wife bought from the shop, everything here has all been grown from seed. Everything. And everything on there has all been grown from seed. So if I can do it on a patio and started with nothing, yes, it cost me a bit of money for the peat and the pots and the fertiliser. And what I do is I make a mix-up of the potting compost, which is coconut fibre now, with two things. I can't remember what they are. Perlite for drainage, and also, what's it called? Brain's gone, never mind. Something to retain the water. Yeah, I'll remember what it is for next time, and I'll tell you. And I put everything's got bone meal in it. And I've also used potassium nitrate. Now, potassium nitrate is saltpeter. And in the old days, they used to get it from where the animals used to pee, the horses and the cattle, in the stables. And because saltpeter was so prized, it was needed for the war effort, because it was used in black powder, in gunpowder. But don't tell anybody that. Right. And it's a fertiliser. When the merchants from Bristol went over to the Galapagos Islands, they brought back guana poo. And that was high in saltpeter, in potassium nitrate, which was a fertiliser. The history books will tell you they were bringing fertiliser in. But what they were bringing in was potassium nitrate to make gunpowder so that we could use it for the Navy to fight the Napoleonic Wars. Anyway, there you are. That's an update on the garden. And my little shop is selling stuff. I'm not making lots of money. Made a few pints of beer, that's all. But I'll sell those peppers soon. I want them to grow a little bit bigger. They're not ready yet to go out. Anyway, it's Ian. Grow your own. And anybody, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Anyway, bye-bye for now.